Alright, YouTube, we're continuing on the repair of the Sjogren chuck. I've got this board out here. The ID I'm looking for, the proper ID for the 5C thread is, I believe, 1.188, and I am currently quite a bit past that. I'm at 1.387. So what I'm going to do now is I've measured this piece here. It's 1.495, basically 1.5 OD. All that goes in here is a piece of felt for sealing. So I need to, the part that I make to go in here needs to reproduce this groove. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this piece here down flat. Then my insert will go in through here and then have a little collar on it that will rest here against the back of the gear and will provide a lot of pull-out resistance against the 5C thread. Otherwise it could just pull it out of the front of the gear going that way. So we're going to go ahead and just leave the boring bar in here, and we're going to go ahead and trim this piece off flush. And the piece is flat faced. So my replacement needs to be a 1.5 OD here with a and I'll trim it down flat with this and we'll be good to go. So let's get that going. Alright, we're going to go ahead and trim this boss off here. Ooh. Got the feed turned off here. Just going to manually feed this. Alright, there we go. Let's clean that out. Okay, so we got that turned down to the middle, flush to the back here. And now what we need to do is we need to make an insert to go through here that's going to have a nice fit, maybe with a thou and a half, 2 thou clearance. So we're just going to Loctite this in, and then with a 1.5 inch OD collar here to fit in the back as we slide that through. And then I'm gonna cut the ID of this boss below size, get it in place, get it Loctited in, and then get it back in the chuck here, and then turn it back out straight to my thread size for the 5C collet thread, which is 1.238 by 20. That's a weird one, right? So we're going to go ahead and find us some metal to make this piece here. Try to find us something nice, and get this out of the truck and get the new piece in. Alright guys, gals, if you hear that, that's my bandsaw complaining. Just a second. Sorry about that. Cutting off our chunk of metal for the job here. So we got the gear. We got the gear bored out. breaking out the good tools here to get a precise measurement on this ID. Let's see. Let's get the right one. I believe this will be it. I'm gonna. Nope, not tight enough. All right. Let's see what we got here. I believe it's around 3.7. That was close. 1.396. Just taking a lot of measurement. 1.394. 1.39. We're just going to use 1.395 as our target dimension and work from there. So 1.395 for the ID here, and we've got a piece of stainless steel here that we just cut off to it's a 1.5 inch OD, which is exactly what I need. So we got a piece of 1.5 inch OD stainless we just cut off that we're going to use to make the insert here. The length of the piece, the gears, 0.8, so a little less than an inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the piece long. I'm going to make the 1.5 inch OD collar here long, and I'm going to make this face here long, and then just trim both of them off after the part is in the is Loctited in place. And I'm just going to start the bore with a 1-inch bore here, and then we'll bore it out once it's in the gear to make sure that it is concentric with the body of the gear, because if it had a bunch of run out, it really wouldn't work that well. So let's go ahead and get this chucked up in the lathe and start making some chips. Okay, we got our piece of stainless chucked up here in the lathe. That'll take a little break to clean the chip pan, a little housekeeping. I need to extend it farther out than that. Using a 6-jaw chuck, the new 6-jaw, newly adapted 6-jaw chuck once again. So here we are, we got this piece of stainless here. We're going to go ahead and face. Alright, we're faced off there. So let's go ahead and get a drill chuck in place here and prepare to drill this thing. right at it. I'll take that. That's as far as we're going to go with the bore right now. Silence that. That's as far as we're going to go with the bore right now. We're going to leave it at 1 inch. I've got it bored out. Yeah, at least 1 inch in there, so it's more than I need. A little more than 1 inch, I think about 1 1/4 inches. We're going to go ahead and start working on the OD. Drop this tool off here. Our dimension is 1.5 even. We got to go down to 1.395. So let's get to work. Well, we got the part turned down here, and while telling myself to take off 23 more thou, I turned in 25 more thou, and we are now undersized. So I'm going to have to remake this part. Alright, I got my replacement piece after I fugazied up the first one. Turned down here. You'll see this is the dimension that I undercut. My same shoulder here that'll go on the back side, and this is a little longer. I drilled and bored all the way through, so this is roughly 1 inch all the way through. And now I've got this turned down here. It's real hot, and right now I'm measuring 1.3975, which is 2 thou too big, but it's hot as hell, so I'm going to let it cool off, and I'm going to come back and check it. Alright, the part's cooled down, and we can, touch it. It's not hot anymore. I've let it been 15 minutes or so, and we are going to try her out. Alright. Alright, I'm glad I let it cool down before I... It's a nice snug fit there. You see the extra I've got on both sides. Got about an 1/8 inch back here, and I've got, darn near half there. So that's all going to have to come off. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. I'm going to clean the back up, but I'm going to go ahead and take this off. So let's go ahead and get a dye this, put a little blue marker on there, and get a mark, and go ahead and part that off. Alright, there's the line. Let's get a parting tool set up. Hey YouTube. Well, I had a little camera difficulty there, ran out of memory. Anyway, we got our gear, we got our insert, and we're going to Loctite it in. Got the wrong stuff. Still got the wrong stuff. There we go. Wanted acetone, got denatured alcohol, went back, got lacquer thinner. So anyway, I'm going to take a little acetone here. Going to clean up the ID of the gear. Don't be shy with the fingernail polish remover. Now we're going to take clean the OD of the insert. Be careful, these edges are sharp. Right. Take a second to dry. Nothing to touch it with here. Alright, we got some permanent strength red Loctite. If we are going to remove this, it's going to require a lot of heat to do it. Coat both parts liberally. Alright. Let's insert. Get it full depth. That is there. Clean the back side up. Anyway, there we go. The insert's made. It's a little proud on this side. Quite a bit proud on this side. We'll have to turn this down. And we're going to have to bore this out to the proper dimension. And I guess the next video will be doing a little internal threading to 5C dimensions, so 1.238 by 20. We don't want to screw that up, because I don't want to have to heat this up, pop this out, and do this over again. Anyway, that's going to be it till after Christmas. Going to do a little family time, and I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and be safe. Watch out for drunk drivers, and if you're traveling, be very safe. We want you all back after the holidays. So anyway, I will see you back after Christmas, and we will finish this up, and then we'll move on to the casting set for those that Atlas Shaper Vice castings. A lot of people asked, I'm not going to segue into a shop tour, but I want to give a little information on the background of my shop. My shop was built in 1880 as a livery stable. It was the last functioning livery stable in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Converted to a gas station at approximately, I want to say, around the early 20s, 22, 23. And it's a neat old building. The round windows are pretty cool. There's 10 of them in this building, and they're 3 foot in diameter. It's solid brick construction. The walls right here are over a foot thick. It's 2-story, and I've got about 2,750 square feet downstairs here for my shop. I am lucky enough to have 3-phase power, 400 amp, 243 phase, and I also have central air and heat, so it is a pretty deluxe gig. After the holidays, I'll do a more in-depth tour of the shop, show you the equipment in the shop, and show you the all around. So anyway, once again, have a Merry Christmas. Be careful, and I look to see you before the New Year.